Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to another epic online battle. Today we are looking at the custom map of Reiksguard, and may I just say, I know I say this pretty much every single battle I do, but this one was truly epic. The map is glorious, and I think this is probably one of the best maps I have played on the custom map so far, solely because he's done a really nice job of getting around, not being able to use gates and not being able to get men on the walls. I feel like this modder has done a really good job and has done the best job out of anyone I've seen of actually bringing life to the city, not just having like mindless roads, even though there are still, you know, quite a few bare bones in this fortress where I'd like to see, you know, more life being added. I still feel like he's done a really good job. So what we'll do is we'll run through the map itself, then we'll look at the army comps, and then we'll jump straight into the battle. If you want to skip straight to the battle, there'll be a skip to battle button in the description of this video. You click that timestamp and that'll take you straight to the beginning of the battle if you don't care about any of this. But what we'll do is we'll start off by looking at the map and kind of going through what I was talking about with the whole not getting around gates and stuff like this. So we'll start off by looking at the outside. We have this really cool little bridge where the enemies spawn. They kind of make their way across this bridge first. And there's a lot of life outside of this city, which I think is cool. I feel like a lot of people kind of just focus on what's in the city and not what's around it. Because a city this size would need a lot of farmland outside the city. And you'd have buildings and houses and people living all around the city itself, not just in it. And I feel like this mod has done a good job of doing it. I'd love to see more houses and more farmland everywhere. Because imagine this city would need a lot of food to support it. So, yeah, I'd love to see more like farmlands and houses situated everywhere, but I feel like this is one of the best shots at doing this that I've seen from the modders. So there's cool bridges, there's a few houses, then as we make our way up to the main ramp to attack the city, we have two statues of Sigma, which look cool, and then we have like another little out of town as well, like before we get into the gates, which again I think is really cool. It just adds a lot to the city and the whole feel of the fortress itself. And as we make our way in, obviously we have a broken down gate, which, as you guys know, the map editor only allows us to make land maps, so we can't make any gates or sieges or anything like that. So we have a pretty cool gate, but we can go through this and watch the battle unfold, which is really cool. Then as we make our way into the city itself, we have a nice little outer wall right here, and again you can get soldiers all the way up here, which again is really cool. The modder has kind of created the terrain and then tried to stick battle buildings and walls and other stuff into the terrain itself, and I feel like he's done a pretty good job of this. So you can see that we've got soldiers up on the wall looking over at the overpass right here, which will be cool as the enemies like push up into the wall itself. As well as that, we've got more soldiers up here, and you know this terrain wall goes all the way around the city itself. As well as that, he's kind of done a good job at getting around not being able to make gates. He's just created these like breach points where you can assume that the city's been under siege for some time and the catapults have been constantly hitting, or maybe an orc shaman has come up and just blown a hole in the wall and the defenders have tried to fortify it. So he hasn't just left it as like some terrain. He's created these spikes and stuff inside the breach, which kind of makes it feel like the soldiers have been like, oh, we're under attack, there's a hole in the wall, let's try and stick some stuff there to defend it. And again, that just brings, you know, a small bit of detail, and I think like it goes a long way, which is really cool. Now, I think there's 4 breaches in the outer wall. There's one back here, there's one on the far left side, there's one there, and then there's the inner gate. Then as we go to the inner wall right here, we can see again it's covered with terrain, so you can get soldiers all up on these walls, which again makes for such cool battles, because you can get trebuchets, which is exactly what we've done. We've got trebuchets up on the wall, and these trebuchets are going to be hammering the enemy as they try and advance through the main gate. And I mean, that just looks so cool. As you can see, the enemy's advancing and these trebuchets are going to be shooting away. It just makes for a great atmosphere. And again, all these like additional towers and stuff I feel like really do add to the map itself. So then we make our way back to the inner keep, which has got a moat around it, which is again looks really cool. We've got 2 entrances to it, one here, and we've got one round the back as well. They're pretty hard to actually get to themselves. You can go up these little towers here and make your way down and go up through the gate itself, but it's kind of hard to get round without traveling the whole way through the city. And we've got some soldiers situated there to defend them. And then if we look into the inner keep, we've got some nice like military buildings here, and we've got like the main keep right here, and then we've got some tents as well. I feel like these tents, like, they look quite low res if you look at them. I feel like they were just kind of put into the game but never used. by the looks of it, because they keep changing color as well. I'm not sure if that's just magic or what I'm looking at, but you know, it's still cool to have these military tents there. So let's take a look at the army comps right now, and then we'll get this battle underway. So I am playing as the Empire. I have a set of great swords. Me and the Defender, who's playing as Border Low, are planning on kind of layering our defense, having the weaker troops out on the front lines, and then having the hard veterans on the inner keep and the inner wall. We feel like that'll create the best battle, and hopefully you guys agree. So I have a load of great swords. We have some battle pilgrims along with the Green Knight, who is ready to charge the battle. He is going to do so much damage against the Orc lines. I have some regiments of renown. I have some hippogriffs. Oh, not hippogriffs. I wish I had hippogriffs, but I have demigriffs right here, and then we have another just normal unit of demigriffs back there, all with halberds. So we've got some more great swords. Then I have a main line of halberds and swords guarding this back point. I'm not expecting a huge amount of enemy forces to come this way, so I've kind of just got my allies supporting me with a unit of battle pilgrims, and I just have some halberds here again just to hold off any huge advances, because I don't think they can spawn back here. I think they can only spawn around the side. So if we make our way around the city, we can see that we have some defenders down here. We have some more battle pilgrims along with some Bretonnian men-at-arms which are situated here. We also have some more archers, which I believe these are fire archers, which we'll get to see some cool effects there. And I believe I have some soldiers over here as well, or maybe not. Maybe I don't have any soldiers over on that right side. And as we look more to the inner gate, we can see that I have some halberds along with some swordsmen who are ready to help to hold this inner wall. As well as that, we've got a whole line of soldiers set up on the wall. We've got some silver bullets, which I believe are there, or maybe they're in the outer wall. We have 2 sets of Hellstorm rocket batteries. We have a load of archers. We've got Colfrans up there. We've also got some battle pilgrims right here and some foot squires at the gate. If only this gate could get smashed down, that would be epic. And then we also have a trebuchet and some more archers. Then finally, as we go to the outer gate right here, we have some Sigma's Sons, we have some men-at-arms, we have some more Empire swordsmen, we have this really cool relic, Border Low, Bretonnian cavalryman, a really funny and cool unit. It is awesome. Then on the walls over here, we have the silver bullets right here, and we also have some soldiers along the line. Up against us is a whole horde of enemy forces. As I mentioned, I think in the beginning of the video, we have almost 11,000 people fighting, so it's going to be a hectic battle, and hopefully it's not going to be too laggy. So we have some Night Goblins set down here by the statues of Sigmar. We've got a ton of Black Orcs who are ready to push in and do some damage to our front lines, especially against the weaker units we have. They're going to be brutal. Some more Night Goblins, some Orc boys. We've got a set of 3 giants here and another giant over there, along with the Arachnarok Queen. We've got some more of these just Gobbo Spearmen, which are basically just like cannon fodder. We have some more Night Goblin archers, some Savage Orc boys, bow boys right there, and then just the normal infantry variant. Again, these guys look fierce as hell with their top knots. They're such hipsters. Then we make through, so we got some more Black Orcs along with some Crimson Killers, I believe. And then finally, over on this left side, we've got another giant. So there's like 6 giants in this battle. That's going to be difficult for us to take out. We have some Reiksguard chariots, or not Reiksguard chariots. I feel like we're playing the Beastmen. We just have some Orc boar chariots. Again, that's like a unit I've like never seen before right there. We also have some nasty skulkers and a pretty big enemy force here. We just got some savage boar, big uns right here, which are going to be doing loads of damage along with some boar boy big uns as well. So overall, a pretty insane engagement. I think this is where the first little bit of a battle does kick off right here. So let's go and get started in this epic battle. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to it, because I know I am. So let's go ahead and click play. We are in slow-mo right now, just because I wanted to capture this just devastation from the fanatics as they swing around their balls, just sending these flying these men-at-arms flying. As well as that, we also have the archers unleashing volleys pretty horrifically. As soon as they get into this choke point, it's going to be extremely hard for the enemy lines to kind of just do damage whilst not receiving a ton, because these archers are going to be peppering them to death. And we'll go click play and let the soldiers advance in normal speed. So you can already see the fire arrows coming in, you can see their explosions, but these fanatics have done a great job. Oh, look at that! These maps just look so great! as the fanatics push in and start their assault on the men-at-arms, who will have to hold firm and try their best to keep the enemies at bay. I mean, as soon as the savage orcs arrive, it's going to be hard for these men-at-arms to do their best, but they will try as best as they can to hold that line. I mean, realistically, we're not expecting to hold that main line. We're expecting to hold these inner walls, which again, we're struggling to, as these soldiers, these Empire soldiers guarding the outer walls are being demolished. We've got rock lobbers coming in. We've also got the black orcs coming in, sorry. And these guys are going to just be ripping through the Empire swords, literally like they are nothing. We're already receiving a little bit of lag, which I hope does clear up. Obviously, as we get more kills, the lag should definitely clean up a bit. As well as that, I'm unleashing the Hellstorm rocket battery right now. They are finding their marks down on these goblin fanatics down here with archers. I really want to kill as many of the archers as possible. And if we actually take a look at the missiles as well from the position, which is over here, right? It just looks so cool having the artillery in place up here, just shooting shot after shot. And you can see the entire enemy army as they try their best to advance through there. It just looks really, really great. And especially when we get the trebuchet firing as well. As soon as this blessed trebuchet starts unleashing the nuclear warheads it has in its arsenal, it's just going to be great. And I think it's just a really, really good looking battle. Again, please bear in mind as well just how many assets are in this siege battle. So again, it's going to be very demanding on my system. So again, if you're not going to enjoy the lag and stuff, then please feel free to just back out of the video now and go watch another one of my videos. I have plenty. So my Empire Swordsmen are going to be routing from the battlefield now. That's not going to be great, however, it's going to be perfect for our silver bullets up on the wall to start just putting down the hurt. You can see them up there finding their targets, and they're going to be demolishing these Black Orcs as they try and advance, and we're going to be sending them back to whence they came. As well as that, we also have the Peasant Bowmen as well from Bretonia, shooting shot after shot into these guys, and we're definitely getting some nice armor piercing. We can see them shooting right now, and I think it just looks great as we've got the archers shooting overhead. Obviously, they have to stop as soon as I give the order to take a look at them. But you can see the enemy advancing, and it's just so cool watching the arrows shoot and fire over the walls. It just really does bring a life to the siege battles. The Bretonian men-at-arms are going to be trying to be the next layer of defense, just holding these Black Orcs into position. Is this a Regiment of Renown or not? I think they're just blue for it. Yeah, they're just blue. The arrows are coming in thick and fast right now. As well as that, we've also got the rock lobbers as well from the orc players who are hitting my silver bullets. But I just got a perfect volley off there. And again, just look at them. They have such a clean view of the enemy lines coming up. These guys are going to rack up so many kills if they can just constantly keep shooting. They reload, they shoot, they reload, they shoot. More men on the walls to the left, more men on the right. It'd be so cool if you could actually get some soldiers up on the proper keep. I mean, and we're getting smashed. The rock lobbers are coming over. Oh, we've got our blessed trebuchet now firing. I just want to look at the trebuchet actually shoot from the wall. I think that looks so great. So let's make our way up here and watch this trebuchet shoot. Give them hell! Come on, unleash your nuclear warheads. Oh, that looks great! As they just shoot off their like bowls of, I don't even know what that is. They come around and they're getting perfect hits right here. And this is exactly what we're trying to do with these outer defenses, is we're trying to make it so that we have our chain lightning coming in right there as well. Hopefully going to be doing some damage. We're trying to kind of just slow these guys up so our artillery can find perfect hits off and do damage to the main enemy lines. Because again, they're using a lot of their Black Orcs to actually advance forward first, which is kind of good that we get to chew them up before anyone else. Again, the rock lobbers are causing me a lot of hurt. If we press K, we can see that my main line is definitely struggling to begin with. As well as that, you can see that there are engagements everywhere else. The Bretonian lines have fallen. We just have a line of battle pilgrims right now holding firm here, but I mean they're up against trolls. There's a giant making his way across. Battle pilgrims are going to be extremely hard pressed to hold this line, and I don't think they are going to. I think they are going to be falling very, very soon as we have a wonderful giant making his way in. I can't wait for this swing. I'm clenched for this swing, and he's going to send so many soldiers flying as the trolls just rip through the main line. And there we go. The giant is also just putting down the hurt with his bad breath. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, there are a set of hippogriff knights, I think, on either side of the battlefield. So these guys are going to be useful. We are also finding engagements over here on the rear of the fortress. We have some battle pilgrims coming in to aid my halberds as we are up against some nasty skulkers. These nasty skulkers aren't going to be a hard fight to take. I'm pretty sure the battle pilgrims and the halberds will be able to hold these guys back. But they are going to be receiving reinforcements very soon as more nasty skulkers fall back. And again, I love these spikes in the fortress. It just brings it to life. We'll make our way back to the main wall now and see how our soldiers are doing. We are actually currently engaging them in the fortress itself, in the middle of the gatehouse. And again, this just looks so cool that we can make our way through here and just watch the soldiers fighting. I believe we have Sigma's sons up here. We do indeed. Well, the rock lobber is just doing so much damage. I also have a set of my handgunners as well shooting into this engagement. You can just about see them in the background. And again, they're going to be putting down great amounts of damage on the enemy lines as they just try and push through and overwhelm our defenses. And there we go, the blessed trebuchet coming in along with the handgunner fire. It's brutal, and this is what a siege battle is all about for me. It's just so goddamn cool. Am I... Okay. I do... Oh, that's a foot of Gork right there. Oh, luckily that actually did miss pretty decently. It did hit some of these men-at-arms, but didn't do too much damage. I put down a Comet of Cassador at some point during this battle, and I don't want to miss that. This trebuchet is finding perfect hits on the enemy lines right now, and doing a nice amount of damage to these Black Orcs. But the gate has been lost now, and the Black Orcs are continuing to push on. I mean, there's so many enemy troops still remaining as they just advance up here, bringing up the Goblobber and the Rocklobber. There's just so many Orcs still remaining as they just sully Sigma. I think as well as that, our left flank has now collapsed as well. Yep, our left flank has collapsed over here. We've got Orc boys running ravage throughout this entire first layer. Luckily, we have nice defenses set up everywhere else. And we also have a few other soldiers set up elsewhere. But I mean, these men-at-arms from Bretonia are not going to be holding for very long. That is for sure. The Black Orcs are just way too good for them. But I mean, we will watch them. I think this is my Comet? It is not. So what is this then? What was that spell? Oh yeah, a magic spell coming in. I just don't want to miss the Comet of Cassador. Yeah, we get some magic missiles coming in there, hitting these archers. But now these archers can now start shooting down. You can see the arrow volleys coming in. And these fire arrows are going to be doing some damage. Obviously, they're not armor piercing, I don't think. But they're still going to be doing, plenty of damage coming down on the enemy lines here. And again, we're just using these men-at-arms, these cheap units to hold the enemy in place and just let our missiles do the damage. And that's definitely what they're doing. You can see how many arrow volleys are coming in right now. The Hellstorm rocket battery as well is opening up on this main line. We want to just try and do as much damage as possible. You can see that we definitely are doing that as more soldiers are moving in. Their Black Orcs are starting to dwindle down. I have been absolutely shelled to pieces up here. The silver bullets have got wrecked by the rock lobber, and that's kind of a smart thing to spend your artillery on. However, they are going to be pushing forward and trying to get on this little ridge here to shoot down on the enemy lines. Again, if we look at the archers, we can see that they are just shooting shot after shot up, using as many arrows as they can. Fill the skies with arrows, block out the sun. And they're doing plenty of damage, but giants are now arriving through the gateway, and there isn't much for us to stop this outer layer. I'm pretty sure we've lost the outer walls, and we need to fall back to the inner city. These gunners are going to be shooting as best as they can as more rocks come in. Another foot of Gork on the wall itself. That's brutal. The handgunners are going to be holding here as just giant after giant just comes pouring forward. This soldier gets out his sword. He knows what's coming as the Goblin Fanatics run on and overwhelm our front line. Black Orcs coming in with giants. Oh, this is brutal. This is absolutely brutal, but glorious nonetheless. So the outer walls have been lost, and we are left with the inner walls. Some of the inner walls are already under fighting right now as we get some of these savage Orc boys charging onto my halberds. I was happy to take this engagement. The halberds will be able to deal with these Orc boys pretty nicely, and they are pursuing them over our breaches and actually taking down a few of them as well, doing some nice HP damage. But the Orc player is going to be smart and bringing out his units because he doesn't want to commit them before the rest of his army has arrived. So he's just going to kind of take a step and take a break, and my forces are going to be getting ready to hold. As well as that, we can see over here on the far back point that our halberds here and the battle pilgrims have now been overwhelmed by a few of these Orc bosses. They got wrecked by the soldiers which were coming from that far left breach. They came round the city through here and then attacked us right here. So this is going to allow the rest of the nasty skulkers to make their way within the city and start pushing up to our inner wall over here. Obviously, the Hippogriff Knights are going to be doing great once they do get engaged. They already have been doing a little bit of fighting, but nothing too crazy. The halberds are broken on the front line now, but we do still have this trebuchet shooting. And I mean, the enemy is still advancing a ton of soldiers through the gate. The enemy army is huge. If we take a look at the balance of power, we can see it is definitely in the enemy favor, but loads of soldiers have died so far. Oh, that just looks so cool as they just unleash. And the lag, you can already tell, is starting to clean up a little bit. Again, I guess as the units spread out, it's not so bad. The Hellstorm rocket battery. Yes, give them hell. Yes, we're finding some really good targets as the enemy try and advance. But we have 3 goddamn giants moving down the left flank. That is brutal. Trebuchets just shoot. Oh, I think they're all going for a giant right there. I mean, if they get a good hit off on the giant, that would be great. More of the Hellstorm rocket batteries, shooting off at as many rockets as possible. We are receiving a lot of missile fire from the Rock Lobber and the Gob Lobber. I've got this Hellstorm rocket battery as well. My men are ready to hold the line, but there are several. There's a giant coming. We've got some boar boys coming as well. Get ready, boys. No matter what comes through that gate, you are men of the Empire, and you will stand your ground as the trolls and the giant become in view. And they're going to be charging against the line. The halberds and the Empire's swords hold the line. Oh, that's brutal. That is not good for us one bit. As well as that, the giant is now going to make its way forward, along with the orc boys to help break up the formation. Luckily, the giant didn't actually break too far in. However, it's going to be stamping down and doing lots of damage. Hold the line, halberds. Cole Franz is now above the battle watching it, and I think he's going to get involved right now. That's exactly what he's going to be doing. He's going to be charging in to try and destroy some of these boar boys and do damage to the giant itself. Go in, Cole Franz. Do your best on top of Deathclaw. We do have some archers helping us, though. Oh, what is this? What is this, like a spell going on? Night Shroud, so it reduces the visibility and the range. That's actually a really smart move there. Destroying the accuracy of our soldiers is going to be helping out the enemy pretty nicely. That isn't going to stop these peasant bowmen, though, as they continue to just pump in shots. They can't really even see anyway what they're shooting at. They're just shooting in the general direction, and they're definitely finding marks as their explosive arrows come in. Deathclaw on top of Cole Franz on top of Deathclaw is in the midst of battle right now. He's actually got an arrow in the back of his armor right there, but he is fighting hard. He's not going to give up easily as the boar chariots come flying in. As Cole Franz jumps upon the chariot, trying to do damage to it. Oh, the chariots are just wrecking havoc right now. We have some foot squatters up here to help us, which is going to be great. How are we doing on taking care of this giant? The giant is almost down. I believe I did deploy a unit of gunners over here to help out, and the gunners should be enough to help take care of this. They just need to reform. There we go. Getting some perfect volleys off now. These guys, along with the fire arrows from the archers, should be enough to take down one of these giants. But you guys saw how many giants there were to begin with. There's like 6 giants we have to kill. So even with all this archer fire and all this gunfire, we're still going to be extremely hard pressed to take care of these guys. And the enemy forces just keep coming. We have a lot of artillery, as you guys saw, bombarding the enemy lines as they try and advance. Now, this was something which unfortunately occurred during the battle. For some reason, they couldn't get their soldiers up this bit of terrain right here. I'm not really sure what the reason was, because I could get soldiers down it, but for some reason, they just couldn't get the soldiers up this hill. So that meant they had to re-maneuver their entire army back around here, which was kind of a bit annoying, because it would have been funner to fight on 3 fronts instead of just 2, because we are still engaging the enemy on this back point right here. I believe, yeah, it's actually underway, and the Hippogriff Knights are in great. I'm glad we got to see some of the Hippogriff Knights as they fight against these nasty Skulkers and Night Goblins. I mean, they should just be annihilating them. They really, really should. The Hippogriff Knights are so powerful. But yeah, it was a real shame. It was a real shame that they couldn't get up that point, because it would have been so cool to fight on that front as well as the other ones. And we do have a lot of elite soldiers left in the inner walls, so there's nothing to really worry about so far. Cole Franz pulled out, and we managed to actually repel the first assault, which the orcs led. We managed to rout a lot of their soldiers, push back a lot of their forces, and this is giving us good time to actually reform our lines. We've actually got an orc boy here as well, who's completely surrounded by like 6 dudes. Come on, take him down already. A lot of the archer fire as well. And Bretonnian archer fire is brutal. It's just so thick and fast. It's just coming down and doing explosions everywhere. We do have another giant coming in though, and I don't think the battle pilgrims are going to be best suited to fight them, along with the trolls as well. But there we go. The cannon fire did manage to actually take down the giant before it managed to get into our lines. So that was amazing by them gunners back there. Really, really nice work. However, we do have to deal with these trolls. We do have gunfire coming in, but again, they're strong. They regenerate their health. A lot of these savage orcs are coming in now as well, as they charge into battle. And as I said, it's just an endless stream. Look at it. It's just endless. And then we've got all the soldiers down here still coming. Yes, I believe this is when they realized... Oh, no, there's still a little bit of time until they realized that they couldn't actually get their soldiers up there. So they will end up bringing more soldiers around, which is kind of nice because it kind of acts as like a reinforcement to that gap. They are also moving up a bunch of these goblobbers and rock lobbers as well. You can see the amount of dead soldiers here as well. If we just take like a second just to look at the dead soldiers, more soldiers pour into the city. This was a good fight. Like, we did a lot of damage here to the enemy lines, and just more and more soldiers are pushing up. Is that everything now? They have 1 unit left back here in reserve, just some night goblins, but besides that, everything I believe is inside the city. I mean, look at the city. Yeah, that's when they realize that they can't get up there, so they're bringing everything back, which is going to put huge pressure on our defenses here. I'm not sure if these defenses are going to be able to hold. These archers, I believe, are out of ammunition now, and this is going to be brutal for us to keep the enemy back. Because again, the foot squires aren't really very strong. They look like a really good, strong unit, but they're not that great, especially when they're up against savage orcs as well. My halberds are going to be doing good at holding the line, but these archers are going to have to go in and try and do something. I think they're just acting more as numbers and cannon fodder than anything else. Well, that's really bad for us, considering we've lost ammunition. It's pretty brutal. We do still have some artillery, I believe, we can use to kind of try and focus this down. And I think a lot of our own artillery as well is shooting at the advancing lines up here. Yeah, I think the enemy have a lot of troops coming this way, which we're shooting at. You can see the trebuchet. The trebuchet is kind of reforming now and shooting at the enemy. Oh, these crossbows as well, which was something I actually missed out. These crossbows were shooting the entire enemy advance here, which was really, really cool to actually see. Yeah, it was really, really cool to see. The trebuchets are now unleashing their shots over on this side, which is great news for us. As long as I don't hit any friendly units. I'm hoping that these gunners can focus down the giant very soon. Oh, the gunners have fallen back now. Yeah, the gunners have decided to fall back as the inner wall does start to get overwhelmed. We see a lot more soldiers making their way in. The foot squires are now fighting. I'm excited to see what they can do against the enemy advance. Let's go, foot squires. Let's do some damage. Enemy wizard spotted. Hopefully there's no foot of Gorks coming down. That would not be great. But the enemy advance is just brutal and relenting. As we just zoom out from the battle itself. We really need to take down more of these giants. I think we've taken down 2 giants so far from this battle, and we really need to try and take out a few more. They've also got a ton of archers as well, the enemy, which is not going to be great for us. Oh, look at the boar boys coming in. Oh my god, or the boar chariots, sorry. They just ripped through that archer line. Holy crap. They gave no fucks about my spear line. They did pay with their lives. But I mean, with the support of the giant, this is going to break up our formation and allow the trolls and the giants and the savage boys just to literally make their move. That was definitely very, very smart by the enemy to do that. But I mean, look at the death right here. So many dead bodies laying on the floor. This is such a great battle. The hippogriffs are running back. I believe so. Oh, we've got some orc boys here. Oh, we're going to turn and shoot it. Oh, they're actually going to fall back and go do another hammer and anvil. We've abandoned our artillery on the walls. I've set up a few soldiers left as a lot of our soldiers fall back to the inner walls. We have a line of handgunners here just to kill any of the soldiers that come our way. We're going to try and put down a few more shots of lead. But by the looks of it, our outer defenses have fallen. Fall back to the keep. That is our only hope now, is to fall back to the keep. If we take a look at the far right side, we can see that the line is actually holding. Oh, the Green Knight. That's exactly what happened. We were being overwhelmed over here, and the Green Knight came to our rescue, as he does, and he is charging down Skarsnik. And if he can kill Skarsnik, that's going to be great. That's going to be the Gobbo leader killed. And as you guys know, the Goblin leadership isn't great. So if we can kill Skarsnik as he runs away, that'll be amazing for us, especially with the Hippogriffs doing damage as well to the routing units. All these guys need to do is just turn around and kill Skarsnik, and that'd be great. But the Green Knight definitely came to our savior right here as he just charges forward after Skarsnik, sending these Savage Orcs flying. That's beautiful. The Green Knight definitely helped us out during this battle. So if we go back to the main engagement, you can just see the line, the entire enemy line here advancing. We've got the Ragnarok there. We've got the Giants moving over as well. Hopefully my gunners will start shooting at something. I think they're going to. But we need to be doing as much damage here as possible. I was actually really surprised at how long these crossbowmen held off against these Orc boys. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that my gunners are going to be shooting, which is a real shame. It'd be nice if I could start doing some damage to the Ragnarok or the rest of the Boar boys who are just pouring in. But I mean, shout out to these crossbowmen for holding the line for as long as they did. I mean, that wall right there as well from the keep, as we have Giants just pushing in. That's going to be all she wrote for the crossbowmen, that's for sure. And I believe I'm falling back a lot of my soldiers. These siege engineers are moving in now with their small daggers and the hammers. I don't know if they think they're going to do much whatsoever. More Giants coming in as well. Oh, Lord. These guys just do not stand a chance whatsoever. But, I mean, they are biding us time, which is the most important thing. As you can see, our soldiers retreating back to the main fort. So we do definitely have a lot of men left remaining, and we're going to put up definitely a good last stand. If this is to end in fire, then we shall all burn together with our peasant flaming arrows. But there's just so many Giants still remaining. We do have some Battle Pilgrims still here. But I mean, the Giants are coming thick and fast. Oh my lord. They're just getting disintegrated. And then the Ragnarok Spider coming in as well. The Ragnarok Queen. There is a lot of enemy creatures here. Oh my god, this Battle Pilgrim unit has just been annihilated. We do obviously have a pretty nice last stand though. We have a set of gunners, we have great swords, we have Battle Pilgrims, obviously we have Colfrans and Leoncourt. We have a Paladin, some Foot Squires, we definitely have soldiers left. Obviously we have these Demigriffs as well. So we do definitely have men left. And obviously we have a big portion of soldiers over in the rear of a fortress, which we might not even need because the Green Knight has just been wrecking everyone. He pretty much ran down the rest of the forces back here, and he's coming back to a battle. So we might be able to just divert all our soldiers to that final choke point. We do have to be careful for these units if they can make their way up here, come through this path, and then come down. We do have to obviously be careful for that. But here is where the main engagement is going to be. The Giants, the Trolls, everything is coming up. We are shooting so many arrows off. The Battle Pilgrims are fleeing for their lives through their brothers. The Night Goblins are going to be charging forward first. The arrow fire, though, is glorious. This Giant is not going to give two fucks. I mean, look how amazing that looks right there. Just looking up at the Giants. How glorious is this battle right now? Especially with the size of a fortress. It's battles like this which make me just love Warhammer. Like, this is just so much fun, even just watching it. I fought this battle, and now I'm watching it. It's just so much fun, like, just looking up at the Giants from a point of view of the Battle Pilgrims. We've got arrow fire coming flying over. We've got soldiers being picked up and smashed. For France, indeed. I think my great swords are now charging in. Yeah, you heard their charge for France as they come in. As well as that, I believe we have the gunners set up. Yeah, we have the gunners set up doing damage against the Giants and the Trolls. I mean, the amount of missile fire. This is our only hope of victory right here, is if we can just enclose the entire enemy lines here and just use our missiles just to cause havoc. I think if we had maybe an artillery piece left remaining, that would be great as well. But we'll make do with what we have right now. We'll zoom out and take a nice little bird's eye view right here as well. As you can see, the entire enemy force is just streaming in through this one choke point, which is kind of good. I feel like if the enemy attacked us on 2 choke points, we might struggle a little bit. Because we still actually have the Green Knight here as well, holding firm. And now this is something which I probably could have done a lot better during this battle. Noting that the enemy forces are all coming through this one choke point, I could have dispatched some of my greatswords I have remaining, which we can see right here. I have 2 units of greatswords right here. I could have sent these guys round the side and brought them back and then kind of attacked the enemy in the rear. That's definitely something I could have done to maybe optimize my tactics a little bit. The giants are starting to push through our main lines. The archer fire is making them stumble. Cole Franz has had to go in as well, along with some siege crew members as well. Cole Franz is going after Wozog, and he's doing loads and loads of damage to him. So I believe we're going to actually kill both of the enemy lords right here, which is amazing. Killing both the enemy legendary lords is going to be pretty great. The Arachnarok has dropped his spiderlings down. The Altdorf Demigryphs are going in now, and these guys are going to be doing great amounts of damage against the creatures and the enemy like kind of monster units of the trolls and the Arachnarok. So this battle is just so hectic. You can see this right flank is struggling. We have actually managed to take down another giant. You can see his dead body right there. But there's still just so many giants left to kill. Battle Pilgrims are trying their best right now. But I mean, just watch this battle. Soldiers being sent flying. We've got Gobos. The Arachnarok as well is taking a smashing right now. I think we're focusing a large portion of our missiles down on it. And the Orc player is actually going to get the Arachnarok out of there. I believe it wasn't routing. It was just falling back. And I think as well as that, another giant has gone down. So we managed to deal with, no, only one giant has still gone down. But there's so many Orcs still left remaining, which is again a huge problem for us. The Demigryph's armor just looks so goddamn clean. Like, it's just so smooth. The artwork on it is spectacular. As everyone's just trying to make their way forward to do damage to the enemy giants. Oh, did we just take, nice, we just took down another giant there as well. The Crimson Killers are starting to make their way up. That's another giant done. Is there any giants left? Out of here anyway? I think there's only one giant left. And we also have the Demigryph Knights, the Hippogriff Knights, sorry, making their way across here, and they're going to be finding a big hit down here into this big portion of enemy lines. Yeah, here we go. In you go, boys. And they're going to be charging down. This is going to be great because it's going to allow us to deal with the soldiers at the gate, as well as just doing loads of damage as the Demigryph Knights just cause havoc. Sorry, I've said havoc like a million times during this battle. I apologize. I'll try and think of a different adjective. They're just doing catastrophic. There we go. That's a fancy word. Catastrophic damage. As well as that, Cole Franz is going to be helping as another giant goes down. They are rallying. They see Cole Franz fighting outside of the gate, and the men of the Empire are rallying to his cause. By the looks of it, there's one giant left remaining. The Hippogriff Knights are holding firm. Cole Franz is in the midst of the enemy lines, which is extremely risky. But you can see his men fighting towards him. They're like, Cole Franz, we will be by your side in life or death. And they are charging out of the gate. Killing both Skarsnik and Wozog has been great for our forces. This is going to reduce the morale. However, the enemy has a whole range of Black Orcs still remaining. And these Black Orcs do not rout easily, especially the Crimson Killers. They are extremely strong. So even though we've killed both the generals, you cannot expect this battle to be over by any means. The Black Orcs and the Savage Orcs have pretty high morale. There's an Arachnarok, there's a giant still remaining. And we are starting to lose men, that is for sure, as these Hippogriff Knights are fighting hard. But they are somewhat ill-supported, meaning they are going to be taking damage. We've got more magic coming down. Cole Franz is just tearing through the enemy lines, trying to escape from this battle now. He's trying to go ahead and mount to the skies. And he's just running through the York line. His soldiers are again fighting hard to get to him. We've got Leoncourt fighting. Oh no, this isn't even Leoncourt. This is Albric. My mistake. I've been calling this Leoncourt the entire time. It's because I'm not used to seeing another Bretonnian lord on a hippogriff. But we do have it. Oh, this is what we expect to see in my campaign as Albric. Can't wait for that. You can move up here and see the Empire forces, along with along with the Green Knight as well. That's great that we have the Green Knight here as well. And we can just see down here, oh, this battle is so goddamn glorious. If only we had like a Hellstorm rocket battery right now. And if only that could just find their mark down here, that would be great. A lot of the hippogriffs are now going down. I have my celestial wizard engaged in the main enemy lines. And there we go. We have Albrecht making his way down again. Or maybe that's just a hippogriff knight. But either way, he is now dead. So I assume that was a hippogriff knight if he did go down. The great swords are moving on. The green knight is pushing forward. And as we just slowly zoom out of this, we can just see more and more action going on. A lot of my men were turning around for some strange reason. I'm not really sure why. They kept on turning their faces, their backs to the enemy. I'm not sure if there was a few units behind us or not. But this kind of caused me a bit of an issue here and there. We've got the giant making his way in as well now. Enemy wizard has been spotted. Thanks for the news. But if we press K, we can really see the balance power is so even still, which is crazy to think. How even? Oh yeah, again, something I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video as well. We made sure to give the enemies an extra 8k, I think it was, 8 or 6k each. So they had, like, I think about 12 to 14k more than us. And I feel like that way, because it's so hard to balance these maps. Oh, they just rally down as the Demigriff Knights push down the hill. That looks great right there. But yeah, it's really hard to balance these maps because, again, this is the first time I played it, so I don't really know how much money to give the attackers and how much money to give the defenders. So I feel like we're just kind of guessing it. So sometimes these maps will be really not very close at all. But this battle was extremely close. As you can see, balance of power is still hugely in the favor, or not hugely in the favor, it's hugely in the middle of the counter. There's still giants, there's still plenty of archers coming in now, and you can see the archer fire coming in. It has perfect shots at our greatswords as they try and make their way down the gate. The Crimson Killers are being sent flying. What I'm trying to do, so at this point in the battle, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a big enough gap so I can get my handgunners, because I still have a unit of handgunners with a lot of ammunition left. So I'm trying to push down here as best as I can, and then try and sneak a unit of handgunners out. It could have been a good idea to try and hide a unit of handgunners around here, or maybe use... Yeah, because look, soldiers are retreating through that, so for some reason the enemy just couldn't get their soldiers up here, which is a real shame, because that would have been really cool to have soldiers fighting on that point as well. You can see that Albrecht is just destroying this, and then Cole Franz is coming back to the battle. I'm not sure if he's going to actually charge in, or if he's just going to pop his stand your ground. I think he's going to pop stand your ground. And is he going to go in, or is he just going to fly across? I think he's just flying across. Is he going to go deal with some orcs? Yeah, that's exactly what he's going to be doing. He's going to be charging in. But if you look at his health right now, Cole Franz is so low. It's really, really dangerous for him to be going in. These orc boys are catching up to him as well. So if he gets engaged by these guys, that is not going to be good. So he's going to be charging off on Deathclaw and trying to get the hell out of there. A lot of these Black Orcs are now running from the battlefield, but it's definitely not over yet. Oh, look at that front line. We got the Green Knight leading the men of the Empire forward. Absolutely bloody glorious. Make sure to drop a like and a comment if you enjoyed this battle. It has been so much fun. And I know I've been saying that it's been such an epic battle, but it has. This has been so much fun to actually record. You know, as a Total War fan, I really, really enjoy just watching a good battle, just like you guys do. So when I do finally come across like a really good one, it's like Christmas for me. It's like I go under the tree, I open up a nice present, and it's just a Total War battle replay. Did you hear that? The Cole Franz said his rule was absolute, and when I'm pretty sure one of the Bretonnian people was like, "Yes, my lord." The Green Knight is leading the men of the Empire forward. Cole Franz is simply watching the battle unfold. He's actually taking a bit of missile fire from the Arachnarok. The Gobos on top of the Arachnarok are actually shooting down Cole Franz a little bit. But he still has a decent amount of health, so it's not too much to worry about. Albrecht is moving around. And again, we've got some foot squires moving up to the fight. So there are still some pretty strong Bretonnian soldiers engaging the line. They're definitely not going to be a match for the Black Orcs, but they're going to try their best and do whatever they can. You can see a large portion of the enemy line is falling, but balance power is still extremely even. This could still go either way. Say if Cole Franz goes down or Albrecht of Bordelot goes down, like, our soldiers could easily rout from the field if we get our generals killed so far. We do actually have a unit of foot squires back and a unit of yeah, we have some battle pilgrims as well still remaining. We also have a unit of foot squires making their round, or 2 units of foot squires by the looks of it, making their way around this back passage, which the enemy didn't seem to use. And these guys are going to come round and try and hit the enemy from the back, which is actually a really good idea. So these guys slowly marching around here. Hopefully they can make their way round. And again, the look of the fortress, man, it's breathtaking. We've got more Bretonnian soldiers moving around. And I think the lag has really been minimal compared to what it could have been, considering we have 10,000 soldiers fighting. The Green Knight is in the midst of the Black Orcs, not giving a single fuck. The Ragnarok is still alive, and I'm still struggling to get my gunners round the back. We just need these foot squires to clear out the final part of this. The Ragnarok still pushing forward, but the men of the Empire, the glorious men of the Empire. And Cole Franz is going in. You guys saw how little his health was. And he's going to be ripping through the line. Look at Deathclaw go as he just pours in the line of Black Orcs. Literally, he's just going in. I think Albrecht is going to follow suit. He can't, yeah, Albrecht's going to follow suit. He can't let Cole Franz have all the glory, and he's going to be pushing in with his Hippogriff as well. As Cole Franz pours out of there. Again, our generals are so low, so this could have been such a risky move, considering how close the balance of power is still. Like, if we lost these generals, the battle would be over. That is for sure. By Galmaraz indeed. I think the Ragnarok is still alive, and we just really don't have anything to kill it. You can see as our soldiers are pushing down here, the amount of damage that's been caused. This bridge is sort of a bridge of death right here. So many dead bodies, especially in the gate as well. Look how many dead giants are here as well. There's like 4 giants just scattering the lands. So much death as we make our way back to the battle. We really, really need to deal with this Ragnarok, like, as soon as we can. It'd be kind of good if we got a Green Knight to start fighting it, because the Green Knight does huge damage. I think a lot of my gunners are now starting to make their way down the ranks and are making their way around here. You can see a few of them trying their best to get out. We are also doing a really good job here at surrounding this Ragnarok. It can't have a lot of health left. No, I mean, it still does have a decent amount. It still has a third of its health. Maybe a quarter, closer to a quarter. So that's still pretty impressive. But as we can see, as coming onto our screen right now, the foot sergeants or the foot squires are making their way round to flank out the enemy lines. As well as that, the Green Knight is fighting hard, as always. Without the Green Knight, I do not think we would have won this battle. The foot squires are coming in, though, to hit the enemy flanks from behind. And hopefully doing a killing blow. They're actually taking a bit of missile fire right now. They are only up against a lot of these weaker archer units. There are some Orc boys here, which are again going to be kind of difficult for them. But a lot of these are just, you know, like archers, Orc Gobbo archers, who should be going down every single swing. We should be sending these guys flying. The Savage Orc archers are going to be a little bit more difficult, but I mean, nothing these foot squires cannot deal with. They're also being attacked on 2 fronts, so I guess the flankers have now been flanked, which is not too good for us. But as long as they stay true and the soldiers hold firm, we should be okay. That looks glorious as the foot squires are just surrounded but are fighting hard. I mean, they are only up against archers, so realistically they shouldn't be struggling too much. I think they actually did manage to rout the back line and clean out their flank, but there's some more Gobbos here ready to engage them. Again, these guys should be nothing to the foot squires. But I do still see a few foot squires going down, which is not great. We just need to push on here. Luckily, we offer the Orcs no retreat now whatsoever. And here we go. My handgunners are now getting through. The soldiers have pushed down. Yeah, the gunners are now getting through, which is great. We just need these gunners to start shooting away at the enemy. So breaking down this hill has been good news for us. Reform gunners, we need you to start shooting that Ragnarok. We need to take it down. As soon as the Ragnarok goes, I believe the enemy ranks will start falling. All the great swords are now pushing on. Come on, boys. Start. Oh, my lord. That hit from the Arachnarok Queen, though. She is not ready to go down quite yet. That is for certain. Come on, boys. Shoot already. We need every single shot going in on that Arachnarok. There we go. That is good. That's really good. The rest of the soldiers are rallying forward, and there we go. The mass rout did kick in. So that was a fucking glorious battle. That really, really was. And I'm really happy to see. I'm pretty sure CA have managed to fix the issue with these replays desyncing. Because that replay didn't desync whatsoever, which was great. And they've made it so you can now look at other people's armies, so we can see everyone's kills. That's so good. Like, CA are definitely listening to the community on these issues, and I think that's great. So let's look at the kills. Let's see who got what. Colfran's getting 44 kills. Our Empire Greatswords doing okay. Nothing amazing. The artillery doing great. I mean, these gunners, the Silver Bullets getting almost 200 kills on the advance through that main gate. They did great. I'm impressed by them. And these crossbows, we didn't really see. I didn't really look at them. But they were just volleying down the entirety of the battle. Again, if we look at the enemy, you can see the giants. Oh my god, the Hammer of Gork right here. Holy crap. That did damage. That did so much damage. Skarsnik did nothing, though, I think, thanks to the Green Knight. The Green... Oh, my God. Albrecht got 200 kills, and the Green Knight got 162, and took out, I think, all the heroes as well. Oh, no, Colfran's killed Wozog, but the Green Knight killed Skarsnik and all the soldiers back there. As well as that, we got a Hippogriff Knight, a Royal Hippogriff Knight, getting 361 kills. That has to be the most. And all these Peasant Archers. And even Foot Squires did great as well. That's impressive by the Bretonnian infantry. Then if we look at the Wozog army, again, the artillery doing great. The Arachnarok getting almost 200 kills. The Trolls getting 100 kills. Overall, that was a great battle. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to comment. Also, share the video if you can. Share it with your friends. Let them check it out. That would be amazing and really help out the channel. My Bretonnian campaign will return either today or tomorrow, so make sure to also look at that and check out the other videos in the playlist. And I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.